Hi, I'm Leena, and today I'm going to share with you the two situations we always find ourselves stuck up in our life and how to overcome them. Now, these situations may be in any area of your life, could be your relationships, in your career, in your health. Well, talking about the relationship, if you see, knowing what you want is not at all difficult, but taking that very first difficult step is the situation where you find your difficulty is taking that very first step. If it is about your relationship, you know that you want your relationship to be more healthy with your spouse and more friendly you want to be. But then for that, convincing yourself to take that very first step, to take that very first initiative, to be more amicable in approach with your spouse is very, very difficult with your past experience, with your better experience you might have had in the past. Similarly, if you talk about your career, let's say you want to be a swimmer, and for that you know that you have to swim. That's what the task is. But then getting into the idea of that yes, I have to swim for that many hours, I have to put that much effort, is not going to be very easy at the beginning. This is one question mark. Taking convincing yourself that you might also have to face a breath choking experience, or going through all that is again going to be very difficult. And then if you talk about health area also, you know that you want to have an incredible shape, you want to be in shape. For that you need to do away with your favorite food items, you would have to exercise a lot. Then again, you're taking that very first initiative and convincing yourself to do the same becomes very difficult at times. So that's the one major area where most of the people, before they know what they want, but they fail to take that very first step only. That is where they fail. And let's say for some of us who actually muster the strength and take that very first step towards their goal, but then what is it that stops them, where they fail, where 90% of the people fail, is just because being persistent. Because if you talk about relationships, if you were you made a mind that you have to have a good relationship with your spouse, you are going to be approaching her with positive approach. But then what happens, definitely you are not prepared for that unwanted reply. But didn't you forget that because you were trying to build a relationship which was already cold, this is something which is very obvious which was to happen. Obviously, even if in any relationship you're talking about, this is something you are definitely should be prepared, and you'll have these kind of unwanted replies. Maybe you definitely not expect a red carpet rolled on for you. Oh yes, please come, I was just waiting for you. This is not how the things work. You have to be prepared. And yes, don't give up there with thought, oh, I tried my best and this is not working. It is but obvious. You have to stay positive in your approach if you really want the relationship to work, if you really want. Secondly, if you talk about your health, if you really want to have that incredible shape and you just do away with your favorite food items and you went for the exercise, and the very first day you had some muscles pain, this is obvious. When you're stretching your muscles for the first time, this is but obvious to happen. And then you give up after some time, you get tempted towards some food again. So this is not going to work if you really want to have that particular shape of yours. Then if you talk about your career, if you want to swim, you must be prepared that there might be a moment when you might almost drown down. You might have to exert yourself a lot. You might have to swim for 3 hours or 4 hours a day if you really want that shield. See, the only thing is the red carpet is not lying for you people. With a swimmer to have come and take the shield, for a spouse to welcome you with the arms open, and if you want to get the incredible shape, you want to be some beauty pageant, this doesn't work like this. You really have to put in persistent efforts, and that's where 90% of people fail. So the question is not this now, what's the solution then? Well, I have been taking workshop with the children of late, and where I realize one thing: what happens when we have this Santa race which is happening. We are instructing these 5 8 toddlers, where I've seen that there's an initial point, the starting point, and the Santa is made to stand at the end point where he's ready with the gifts for the children. What happened now, these children are instructed from the beginning that this is the initial point and that's where the Santa is standing, that's where your gifts are waiting. If you want those gifts, listen carefully, if you want those gifts, then these are the 2 or 3 hurdles, where one hurdle, first stop would be you have to put they are given a bag, you have to put the center caps in it, then you'll find another hurdle, you have to stop there, you have to put the center socks in it, and then you reach the end point. Those who have actually put these two things in the bag will only get the gift. Those one will only get the gift. So if you see the whole life situation in that manner, if we were to embed, or the same process, why that these children are able to accomplish and reach the destination, because and then these obstacles were not obstacles, they were looking at the goal. Reason is this: they were already embedded with that idea. If this idea, this how to think and instruction, this process is already impregnated in the minds, hearts, as well as attitude of every child or even persons, then things will not be that complicated. Believe me. Don't you think so? If we were told in the beginning only that is the goal and that's how the process is, this is what everybody goes through, this is as simple as that, and give them so many stories for the people who have gone through and achieve it, they will definitely not stop, because they know now that in order to accomplish that goal of mine, I have to go through these certain sets of process, and I am the one who's going to achieve it when that's possible only if I follow this process. So if this idea is infused in everybody's mind, I believe this will work. I hope this works for you also. I hope you like the video. Please do put in your comments below, and stay blessed. God bless.